Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the SummerSlam 2006 Minnesota review. Man, SummerSlam was the highs and lows. We'll get to it coming up here on the SummerSlam. We'll talk about Cody Rhodes challenging CM Punk for the Undisputed Championship. And Cody Rhodes get his championship back from Punk. We'll see. Plus, Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi inside Hell in a Cell. It was considered tonight a double main event. We get the Pro Wrestling Show started with the SummerSlam review right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Lag and join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and scan. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's get to it. The SummerSlam review here on SummerSlam. What SummerSlam it was? We kick off with this. I thought it was going to be on the second match of the night, but it turned out to be the first match of the night. Iyo Sky, the Genius of the Sky, challenging Iyo Sky, the Genius of the Sky, who was the Queen of the Ring. Iyo Sky challenging the Women's World Champion herself, the Temptress, better known as Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan coming out there. And Liv Morgan come out there to raise her championship, defend it. But Liv Morgan and Iyo Sky really had a instant classic match when it comes to the women wrestling. It was Liv Morgan's first championship defense since winning the championship at WrestleMania. And Liv Morgan didn't waste no time whatsoever. Look at right here. Liv Morgan taking it to Iyo in the early goings of the match. And Liv Morgan really had a sight to set for herself. She came with a vengeance. And look at Liv Morgan. She also let the fans choose what outfit she was wearing. And I think I chose that outfit. I think it was the third option. Well, throughout the whole entire match, it was Iyo with the offense. Iyo Sky taking the offense to Liv. Liv Morgan didn't know what to think or expect throughout the whole entire match. And then right here, Iyo Sky going up, high risk, using those drop kicks, those missile drop kicks to get something and stuff going on. Also, too, right here, Iyo Sky taking Liv Morgan to the limit with this high aerial maneuver. She did. Even to the point right here, Iyo Sky tried to hit a moonsault. Also to the women jumping day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez came out there to help intervene. And throughout the whole entire match, you had to wonder, you gotta do right here. Iyo Sky trying to use Liv's move, the Oblivion, to take her out. Liv kicked out and counter it, and she did. This was gonna be the end of the match right here. Iyo Sky. Iyo Sky right here. Taking Liv Morgan out with her double knees and stuff like that. And did. And saw that as well as we saw. So we saw that Liv Morgan defeat Iyo Sky. Iyo Sky was a little bit upset that she didn't win. I think Iyo Sky had an opportunity to win. It was Iyo Sky's moment. She did so again at the Queen of the Ring about almost 2 months ago. And now 2 months later, I think everybody was banking on that Iyo Sky was going to be the next champion, but it just didn't come to be. Maybe next month, whatever WrestlePalooza might be at, we might get an opportunity to see that. But it looks like Iyo Sky didn't win the championship, and Liv Morgan still holds the gold and packs the gold as still your reigning and defending women's world champion. Liv Morgan proving the point that she is here and she is want to be her first championship defense. I mean, she had the belt since 4 months and they couldn't do nothing with it. That just tells you everything you need to know. All right, we go to this right here. This huge six-man tag team match start out with the Usos, Jimmy and Jay coming out there to some grand Call of Duty until Jacob Fatu arrived with his wolf mask. Jacob Fatu and the Usos is like the wolves are loose and they ready to get loose. Well, they went against their Jimmy and Jay's brother, Solo. Solo came out there. Solo came out there laughing. I think Solo's more relaxed now. And then with the big powerhouse himself, Royce Keys coming out there. Royce Keys was out there along with LA Knight. LA Knight came out there with a big, huge fanfare. The match of the early goings of the match was Solo versus Jay. Solo and Jay really was trying to play. Solo was trying to get in under Jay's skin. But the fun and games were about to be over with when Jacob Fatu entered. And Jacob Fatu came and tried to detect Solo and gave him a mighty clothesline and clothesline Solo out his boots. I think Solo didn't realize that all these fun and games really play out in a difference and stuff. Well, like I said, the match was stacked. Even to the point Royce Keys did a top rope power slam onto Jimmy. Jimmy took that power slam like a champ. And Jimmy did. One thing about Jimmy, and throughout the whole entire match right here, looking for a tag. Royce Keys was going to make a tag to LA Knight. Jimmy made a tag to his brother, Jay. And what a battle that was right here. Look at this. Jacob Fatu taking a huge spine buster, spine on the pine. Like good old JR used to say back in the day when someone did a spine buster like Arn Anderson, Royce Keys did. But throughout the whole entire match, it was a lot of pinfalls. Jimmy even tried to make a pin attempt to LA Knight. LA Knight, really, we thought LA Knight got the win. I said earlier on predicted outcome, the LA Knight was going to pin. Jimmy was going to eat the pin, but Jimmy didn't take the pin. Jay took the pin. But that LA Knight got the victory for his team. Solo and Royce, they won the match. And then after the match, Solo and LA Knight embraced. And so Solo and LA Knight on the same team. But like we said, your winners, Solo, LA Knight, and Royce Keys getting the win. And that huge six-man tag team match. I mean, with it was more six-man tag team matches. We thought they was gonna do a lot of screwing and stuff, but like we said, Royce Keys on his way. Well, we get to another match right here on the SummerSlam Night 1 card. A long anticipated match. The former world champion Gunther was in action against SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis for only one night. Put on his gear. I was like, Nick Aldis bringing back his NWA gimmick. Nick Aldis, the former champion, NWA champion, did do that. Nick Aldis came with a standing ovation, and he's in phenomenal shape. Nick Aldis can go, but this is his test to see if he can hang with the ring general Gunther. Gunther, throughout the early goings in the match, showing Nick Aldis that he doesn't belong in the WWE. Gunther did do that. Gunther even tried to taunt and mess with Nick's family, the legendary Mickie James, a women's wrestler in her own right, and their son. I forgot their son's name, but hey, their son. Nick Aldis showing that he went back to time with his NWA days, delivering a suplex onto Gunther. I'm gonna have to watch that again. Instant classic it was. Gunther trying to apply that patent sleeper hold and tried to use that sleeper hold as the pattern, trying to wear down Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis wasn't going to be denied tonight. Nick Aldis took deliver a superplex onto Gunther. Gunther meaning his own match. And I can tell you that what Gunther mean his match tonight. Gunther really probably realized like, what in the world did I just brought up? Then to Nick Aldis delivering the suplex. I can tell you that Nick Aldis delivering that suplex. Nick Aldis was acting like he was back in NWA again. But Nick Aldis hit the Texas Cloverleaf. Michael Cole was trying to explain it in different words, like Nick Aldis, where he come from and stuff like that. But most people don't realize that just say in simple terms, the Texas Cloverleaf, and that's it. Nick Aldis showing that he's ready to go, and he showed tonight. He meant it. Nick Aldis did apply that Texas Cloverleaf and did all he can do. But throughout the whole entire match, Nick Aldis was trying to showcase his abilities and stuff like that. But as you can tell right here, Nick Aldis showing what he's doing and stuff. Look right here, you can tell you right here what Nick Aldis was doing. Once you get Nick Aldis trying to use that Texas Cloverleaf, even to the point that Gunther tried to reach the ropes and had to break the hole. Gunther broke the hole. I mean, when Gunther broke the hole, Gunther broke the hole. Gunther didn't want to be tied down to Nick Aldis. But Gunther lost to Nick Aldis with that sleeper hole. You know, Gunther applied the sleeper hole and got and pinned, made Nick Aldis submit. Nick Aldis did his thing, but it just wasn't enough. Gunther finds a way again. The ring general wins over Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis put an incredible fight. It just wasn't enough against the ring general Gunther. One thing about Gunther, we don't know what's next for Gunther. What is Gunther going to get a championship match next? Gunther looks like he was really taken aback. I can tell you that with Gunther and stuff. But Gunther pick up the win, and one thing about Gunther, we'll see what's next for him. But incredible work from Gunther on what he did. But Nick Aldis um, getting a standing ovation after the match from the crowd, saying that he still got it. Now we don't know if WWE is gonna work with that on with Nick Aldis and stuff, but I wouldn't be shocked nor surprised if WWE would get the ball rolling, see if Nick Aldis, hey, maybe Nick Aldis want to be a producer and something like that too. And Nick Aldis probably wants to show his line of work, show his skills and stuff that he went through. But one thing about Nick Aldis, he's a man's man, and Nick Aldis didn't win the match. But he earned a lot of people's respect tonight. Nick Aldis, along with his wife Mickey James, in her own right, and their son, enjoyed the crowd moment. Nick Aldis got his WWE moment. You don't know if Nick Aldis is gonna do what they need to do, but we'll see on how all that's gonna play out eventually for Nick Aldis. Well, we get to this right here. Um, the Bella Twins. I like to call them the total divas of WWE. Nikki and Brie and Paige came out there, and they went against Fatal Influence in a 6-woman tag team match, 2 6-person tag team match. Fatal Influence, along with Jacy Jayne. And during this match, there was a lot going on as well. You can tell right here. The women of Fatal Influence, forgot her name. She was trying to smash his Brie head onto the onto the steel steps. That's dangerous. It's dangerous as D as B and stuff like that. But um throughout the whole entire match, it was more like the Bella Twins, but then Nikki Brie made the tag to Nikki, and as we saw, Fatal Influence really was Fatal Influence. The Fatal Influence got the win. Fatal Influence won the match tonight. over the Total Divas. But the Total Divas have exploded. And you see right here, Nikki Bella attacked Brie and laid her. Nikki Bella attacked Paige. Laid her out. And Nikki Bella, somebody close to me told me, "Hey, this is gonna happen. The Bella Twins gonna turn on Paige." I was like, "Okay, I'll see when I see it." I didn't know it was gonna be that quick at SummerSlam. I thought they were just gonna get, be done with. Maybe they got some plan for Fatal Influence or something. But I see a lot of the women's division a lot of women getting turned on in the women's division. But Paige looking disappointed, looking like she was terrified of what went wrong. And Nikki Bella really turned folks here, and Nikki Bella's gonna say that Paige stole her spot. But in actuality, Paige did not steal your spot. You were injured, and your sister was the one that listed Nikki Bella. So you need to take that up with your sister, Brie. And it was like 12 years later. Remember SummerSlam 2014 when the Bella Twins were when Brie went against Stephanie McMahon, and then Brie got attacked from Nikki. Like Nikki Bella always do stuff like that, and she always like predictable and stuff. She always she can't never be a baby face, and maybe she's not good at being a baby face for real. But I mean, you doing that to Paige after she helped you out, y'all gonna really make Paige go nuts. And maybe this might help Paige do what she need to do. So we'll see what's next for the Bella Twins and Paige. Paige did not see that coming. It was unfortunate for Paige. I hate that for but Paige. No, there you go. Also, too, the WWE title was online. Cody Rhodes acting like Street Fighter and stuff. Cody Rhodes even did a Street Fighter pose or something with CM Punk. They did their own version of Street Fighter. Cody Rhodes, the star of Street Fighter, along with Roman Reigns, Jason Momoa, 50 Cent, and a whole other celebrities as well participating in Street Fighter. And West Cody Rhodes decided to wear his Street Fighter gimmick. He called himself Gulia or something like that. Cody Rhodes dressed like a Street Fighter indeed. And Cody Rhodes did do so. Cody Rhodes, right here. So you see right here, Cody Rhodes. Dude went there with a Street Fighter and stuff. So you see Cody Rhodes dressed in Street Fighter gear. And like we said, we're gonna see. And CM Punk coming out there for something for an undisputed Minnesota team or something like that. So we see that. You see CM Punk raising up the world title that he had, real golden title, and the match was on. You can see CM Punk and Cody Rhodes lock up, both men locking up in the silver ring, doing so. Trying to add more to this match. Cody Rhodes taking CM Punk, clipping Cody Rhodes with those multiple educated feet. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk said that this is just gonna be a match, babyface versus babyface, and it was. And you can tell where Cody Rhodes taking it to CM Punk like he did outside the Senocite. You see right here, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk with a double axe handle onto Cody Rhodes' head, even to the point right here, CM Punk was having issues with his knee, and CM Punk wanted to see if his knee was okay. He did. He was trying to check on his knee, and then Cody Rhodes applied the half Boston crab and tried to get that on there as he could and stuff like that. And then too, CM Punk caught Cody Rhodes and kicked him right in the chest. I said, wow, CM Punk doing more damage to Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, throughout the whole entire match, it was that it was a whole bunch of offense from Punk, and Cody Rhodes was trying to sell it with defense and stuff. So yeah, we don't want to show the Bella Twins, but like we said, we was that. Um so that issue and stuff. Even to the point that CM Punk delivered a patented elbow drop, shades of the late great Randy Savage, and then do so tonight. And he did, and it was even more. Sean Cody Rhodes did the disaster, the his try to do that upper kick, tried to. Even to the point Cody Rhodes delivered the fifth for a leg up. Very famous by his dad's famous rival, Nature Boy Ric Flair. But Dusty Rhodes one time did it too, but he did it with a boot. Dusty Rhodes did it with the boot. And then CM Punk decided to deliver the Anaconda Vice, his submission hold. Cody didn't want to tap out. Cody Rhodes even found way. They was trying to battle each other out throughout the whole time match, near fall after near fall from both guys to get a decisive victory. And it was just a whole mess. Even to the point right here that CM Punk tried to do a moonsault, which is crazy. CM Punk doing a moonsault at almost 50 years old. But Cody Rhodes tried to take the table away, and Cody Rhodes was trying to make it seem like, hey, I'm going to do that table spot. Maybe Soul's Cold get back in the world championship picture. You never know. But throughout the whole entire match, even Cody Rhodes got even frustrated. We told you, got frustrated and wanted to take the table off and put CM Punk through the table and did. He did try to throw CM Punk out his game, even to the point that Cody Rhodes tried to deliver a disaster kick and delivered the disaster kick onto Charles Robinson. Charles Robinson inadvertently took the disaster kick, and when he did to the disaster kick, that was it. But coming out of the woods, in the woods we haven't seen in a while since WrestleMania, the Viper himself, Randy Orton, delivering the RKO, which led to CM Punk, and CM Punk pinning Cody Rhodes to get the win. CM Punk winning over Cody in that whole time match. So, still your WWE champion, CM Punk, wins over Cody Rhodes. And CM Punk still made me think about this Street Fighter game that Punk and Cody was doing. And I hope Cody Rhodes, maybe he might need a break or something, just just to get out the moves and stuff like that. But who knows? So we'll see. CM Punk keep the WWE Championship intact. Well, we go to this right here, the main event: Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar inside the demonic Hell in a Cell, the devil's favorite playground. Brock Lesnar knows thing too about being in Hell in a Cell. He won the championship against the Undertaker one time in his first Hell in a Cell match. Brock Lesnar returned to Hell in a Cell almost nearly 25 years later and battles Oba Femi. Brock Lesnar looks like he was ready and ready to be able to do what he needs to do to win. That's what it was. The ultimate goal was to win. Even to the point right here, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman came out there to introduce Brock Lesnar. That name Brock Lesnar didn't mind that Paul Heyman told Alicia Taylor to pack the bags, honey, and let a real ring announcer say something. I think that's what happened. Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman introduced Brock Lesnar, but the match started. Look at these two behemoths, and I mean these two behemoths coming out there to do what they need to do. Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi, and they want to unleash, and they did unleash. What an unleash it was, to the point from both animals. I tell you, they animals. So you saw that Brock Lesnar delivering German suplexes to Oba Femi. Oba Femi taking those German suplexes, but throughout the whole entire match, Oba Femi decided to bring in a table, and did bring in a table, and Oba Femi smashing the table, or Brock through the table, and Brock went inside through the table. I told you it was gonna be smash mouth wrestling throughout the Hell in a Cell. No holds barred between these two behemoths, like Gorilla Monsoon used to say back in the day. The irresistible force meeting the movable object. And what a match it was. You can tell right here. Brock Lesnar using those steel steps onto Oba Femi's head. Oba Femi taking it taking like a champ. And he did. He took it really. Just Brock Lesnar was using Hell in a Cell as his own little playground, using chairs. He told you, using steps to get in. Brock Lesnar was into his zone. He was into the mode to what he was doing. But then Oba Femi decided to make a comeback, and he did make a comeback, choke slamming Brock through the canvas and delivering the fall from grace. Oba Femi delivered the fall from grace after Brock kicked out of the fall from grace. Brock Lesnar decided to return the favor and deliver 3 F5s. Oba Femi kicked out all 3. I was like, what? So we see how that went. Also, too, right here, Oba Femi decided to use that grace right here. So Oba Femi decided to use that move to prepare himself to do it again, and did. So, as you see right here, Brock Lesnar delivered the F5. The F5 was countered, and Oba Femi kicked out the F5 once again. Then, too, Brock Lesnar decides to rip. Let's show you right here. He decided to rip the canvas with the wooden boards out the ring. Brock Lesnar did the tombstone power drive on Oba Femi. Oba Femi kicked out of the tombstone power driver while it was wooden pallets. I was like, oh my God, Oba Femi is that of a monster. And Oba Femi delivered fall from grace once again. And what a fall from grace for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar loses to Oba Femi, and Oba Femi is a made man. And wow, Oba Femi defeated Brock Lesnar for the second time in nearly almost 5 months since WrestleMania. Oba Femi won at WrestleMania, and then Brock won at Clash in Italy with 7 F5s because he thought that the first match at WrestleMania was a fluke. It wasn't a fluke this time. Oba Femi getting the victory, you know, doing so and doing that. So you see, so Brock Lesnar loses to Oba Femi, but Brock Lesnar being a grizzled veteran went back into the ring after losing and embraced Oba Femi. I think Oba Femi had reservations too. He thought Brock was going to attack him, but Brock Lesnar embraced Oba Femi and said that Oba Femi is the future, and Brock Lesnar said he's the past. I guess he's saying he was the past next big thing, and Oba Femi is the future next big thing, beating him. And Brock Lesnar, kudos to Brock Lesnar, putting Oba Femi over, and Brock Lesnar wanted to have a hand on it. Him and Paul Heyman and a host of others, Triple H and everyone else, to make Oba Femi the true star that he's going. So the question is Oba Femi going to go for the world championship against Roman? That's the question. Is Roman Reigns going to let Oba Femi put him over? So we'll see coming up. So, well, we'll see how this is going to go, but we kind of know what there's going to be going forward. So Oba Femi winning over Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. What's next for Oba Femi and what's next for Brock Lesnar? I think he's going to be taking a break. We won't see Brock until probably next WrestleMania. Oba Femi, we'll see what's next for him coming up. Perhaps a WrestlePalooza. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the SummerSlam Night 1 review. We'll have Night 2 review tomorrow immediately following SummerSlam. But don't forget, before SummerSlam, we're going to have predict the outcome for Night 2. We'll get you caught up with the matches and run it down what's going to be the top matches of the night. But the match of the night was this right here. Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. What a moment that was. And then plus, we saw the return of Randy Orton. Randy Orton returning back to mid competition. We'll see what's next for Randy Orton and what Cody Rhodes is going to have to say for that. And the Bella Twins starring discarding you know who, Paige, and leaving her high and dry. So wow. All right. We'll leave here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Brock and Oba embracing each other and hugging each other. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendra Dix. And so long. We'll see you tomorrow for predictions and review for SummerSlam here on the Pro Wrestling Show.